in a time in our economy where the fundamentals of everything we're taught in finance school is being questioned, because basic capital asset pricing model will tell you investment to a government is risk free in any economy. So baseline, every fund manager, any bank that is prudent will put money in a bond and with a government. But the safest is now perhaps the riskiest you can find in this economy. So it's to tell you that the way about money now will not follow textbook as we may preach it. It may have to devolve to practical wisdom and how we can understand our societal living in order to make money. So that brings me to the first point, actually. To make money in this environment, you need to learn the social, cultural interactions, because money is something we use to exchange value. Money in itself may preserve value, but primarily is used to exchange value. So we're having this conversation. As important as it is for all the people out there, it's not monetized. It's not without a price. Do we still say that this conversation is without value? We can't say that. And so once you understand the social dynamics, you understand that price a market puts on something may be very different from the value of it. But because we all need to find a way to exchange whatever value we may have with real currency in order to get things we also want, the real conversation is how do we move our society from the cultural template where a lot of things are not monetized to a properly organized business infrastructure where we can monetize them properly, where value can be had. So more than focusing on financial instruments and conversations on financial instruments we've had for a long time. And maybe I would have had the same conversation. They'll tell you either do equities or bond or hybrid,
We won't even talk of
so we can have that, but that conversation is moved past. So in our economy is now more of a question of how do we organize in a more structured way such that so much value going out there is organized in a way that it's commercialized. It's commercialized in a way that it brings returns that can be, because values are exchanging in very different ways, either than the pure currency. And I tell people, even currency was introduced as late as 1800s in Ghana. Not until late 1800, Ghana used the cedi, which is the cedi, the thing we collected at the beach. So real currency is still very, very young in our conception. And so we need to organize our businesses in a way that monetization and commercialization of our enterprises are well understood in order to get the cash flows coming in.
Okay, so now that sounds very much like an umbrella of sorts. Can we bring it down to you and I? I'm thinking, how can I make this work for myself? Is that to say that if I have quote unquote like a podcast of sorts, I should start monetizing that? Because it sounds like that's the direction in which we're going. Things that we weren't, in your words, weren't charging people